starting these verbal altercations?
He will just disrespect me, and then I will go back at him.
She verbally abuses us.
You're raising children who are going to have to recover from their childhood. You're suing because you said she used $1,500 to get breast augmentation.
I get in touch with her family. They're like, she's probably in surgery right now. Surgery for what?
Well, sir, are you or are you not using the product that she purchased?
I actually just married an empty alcoholic.
And you rushed in it because you were looking for a Band-Aid. Here is today's case.
Her husband of 14 years has blamed his infidelities on the lack of their intimacy. She also says his desire to start his own business left them in financial ruin. He says she continues to live in the past. Can they fix their marriage? That's today's case on Divorce Court.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, our virtual audience is filled with your superfans. Today's superfan of the day is Diane from Australia.
Welcome to Divorce Court, Diane. We're so happy to have you with us. Enjoy.
Your Honor, this is a case of Ramsey versus Ramsey.
Thank you, Juan. Miss Carmen Ramsey.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have brought your husband, Mr. Reese Ramsey,
Yes, Your Honor.
to divorce court today. The two of you have been married for 14 years.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you're here because you have not been able to work past some of the past issues in your marriage.
Yes.
And you're deciding whether you should go your separate ways or try to work and resolve the marriage.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll start with you, Miss Ramsey. Why don't you give me some background, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor. We've been married 14 years now. We've been together 16. We have 5 kids. We've had some infidelities, cheating in the past. We just haven't been able to work past and get through. We recently just semi-quit our day jobs to open our own business. And I just want to be here to be sure that we can move forward healthy and not what our last 15 years is like. I don't want to go to the next 15 with what we did the last. I'd rather leave and call it quits before I would do that.
What do you have to say, Mr. Ramsey?
I mean, pretty much the same, Your Honor. I mean, first off, I'm here to save my marriage. I love my wife to death. Like, she's my best friend. So being without her just not gonna work. And I created this business for us and our children so we can have our own wealth and we can create generational wealth for our children. So I don't wanna end this just like this.
So you don't want to lose the marriage or the business that
Neither
you've
one.
created
I
together?
want it all. If I could have the whole package, family, life, business life, I want it all.
Tell me about how the two of you met, the beginning of your relationship and the proposal.
We were donating blood one summer, and I seen him across the room at the place that we were at. And then a few days later, I went to the corner store around the corner from my house, and I seen him at the store, and we realized that we lived like 3 blocks from each other. And I'd see him at the store. He would, "Hey, how are you? Are you still talking to that guy that you were with?" And I'd say, "Yeah, I'm still with him." And he'd say, "Okay, I'm gonna marry you one day." And I said, "Whatever." And that went on for almost a year, a little over a year. And then finally one day I seen him at the store again. He approached and I said, "No, we're not together anymore." And he said, "Okay, it's my chance." And then we finally decided to really start dating and try to make it work. And not too long after, we were married.
And then here we are 15 years later.
Yeah, but here you are 15 years
Right.
later. You're here,
Exactly.
but you're here
Right.
Yeah.
in divorce court. The two of you got married, but then all hell breaks loose.
Yes.
2 months into the marriage.
Yes.
What happened?
We have some mutual friends, and his ex also has mutual friends in his group. We were at our friend's house, and his friend said to everybody, "Hey, Reese and Carmen got married last week, guys. Da-da-da-da-da." And the young lady, the ex, busted Reese all the way out and was like, "There's no way he loves you. He couldn't, the marriage isn't real because he slept with me just a couple weeks ago before he married you." And I was blown away. Like, you can't be serious.
So what happened? What happened to that, sir?
I didn't really know how to break it off with her.
So just one last time for the road.
I mean, it basically kind of what it was. It was the last time for the road. I really felt bad because
Well,
of
sir, if
everything
you
else that
send her some
happened.
flowers.
Okay.
Because, you get married, she tells you that, and what happened?
I was so embarrassed and flabbergasted. Like I said, we were in front of all of our friends. So I tried to just, he gave me a half explanation of what he just told you. Still doesn't make sense to me. Like you said, send flowers. And so I tried to keep moving forward, but it was kind of tit for tat at that point. It was like, you hurt me, I want to hurt you.
What did you do?
So I ended up cheating as well a few months later.
During the marriage?
Yes. I went out with a girlfriend. While we were out, I seen an ex. I think he knew what he was doing. He kind of stayed off to the side for the evening. We had our girls' evening, rounds, shots, things like that. Later in the evening, once the evening was almost over, he then approached me again, hey, what's going on, and made a pass. And I said, you know what? It's my opportunity, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna hurt him like he hurt me.
And how did that work out for you?
Not well at all, because obviously we're still here
Didn't make you feel any better, did it?
situation 14 years later.
Right. You know what they say about revenge, you may as well dig two graves.
That is true. I felt very guilty immediately afterwards, and when I got home, I told Reese.
Well, one, before she left, I already knew. You have a gut feeling, and I followed my gut. Even though I didn't say anything, I allowed her to go because that's my wife. I need to allow her to be some kind of free so she'll come back. I know she had a good night. I know she was out with her girls, so let me try to kind of make the night right. And I tried to have sex with her. In the process of going there, she was like, I can't let you do this. This is what happened. I cried, she cried, we laid there together, and I just ended up, we here, and we want to make this work, and we both agreed on that right then and there. So we tried to basically push the feelings off to the side, not really dealing with them, and just try to move on, even though it didn't really work out in the end like we wanted it to, but we were trying to build stronger on our relationship.
And you have another affair.
I do, because I wanted him to feel the way I felt.
So the first time, you didn't make him feel that way?
I didn't feel like he did. At that point, I really was just wanting to hurt him. I wasn't really trying to make myself feel better.
Because what ends up happening between the two of you, and I've read your papers, you have a long history, is you end up in this cycle where you step out again. Now, I know you had some periods of separation, you would get back together, but you step out of the marriage again with someone else. Was it another ex or someone new?
Yeah, it was the new chick that I had met on through social media.
On social media. And then you get upset again and you have another affair.
I do, because I didn't feel like, I wanted him to feel the way I felt right after the wedding. I was crushed. Like, the most joyous moment of my life finally got here and then has been diminished by your stupidity and ignorance, in my opinion.
So the first time, you didn't make him feel that way?
I didn't feel like he did, because he, like he said, we talked and he immediately was like, it's okay, we can move forward, da, 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 da. And I'm like,
but you also
where's
said,
the emotion to it?
You also said it didn't make you feel any better.
It
so
didn't.
What would make you think that going through this cycle again would make you feel any different?
At that point, I really was just wanting to hurt him. I wasn't really trying to make myself feel better.
So you're staying in the marriage to punish each other at this
that point of time, we were.
Then I think things took a turn for the two of you because you said he propositioned, you decided to renew your vows for your 10-year anniversary. Tell me about that.
After the cheating, we went to counseling and we decided to start anew, and we moved somewhere. We were great for 7-8 years, and then our 10-year anniversary came. We made great strides in that time frame. We renewed our vows. We didn't have the big wedding the first time. We just justice of the peace. So I wanted to do the whole family and friends thing. His family wasn't at our first wedding. We did the big wedding and had the family, bridesmaids, the whole ordeal. And then a little after that, I was going to message a friend of ours, but they weren't my friend on social media. And so I used his phone to send them a message. And as I was scrolling trying to find their name, I seen a young lady's name that I didn't recognize. So when I clicked on the messages, I immediately seen a picture of him, like shirt off. He had sent her, "Hey, is this sexy to you?" And she didn't really like interact too much. She just like, "Oh yeah, you're hot." That was it. She never really entertained his advances, but he just was making advances at the young lady through the messages. I immediately confronted him about it, and he basically blamed it on me and said, you know, all this stuff we've got going on, you pay me no attention anymore.
I'm not gonna say I necessarily blamed it on her, but
You did.
But with the lack of intimacy that we was having, the fact that I didn't feel attracted. I would ask her multiple times, like, do you find me attractive? Like, do you think I'm sexy? Like, you know, why are we not having sex? Like, this is not normal marital status type of things. And then
Why weren't the two of you intimate?
We have 5 kids and a lot of stuff going on. My brain isn't set up that way. I mean, if I'm having a lousy day, it's a full lousy day. I can't shut my brain off from what's currently going on to then be intimate with you.
But I mean,
while we're intimate, I will be thinking and obsessing over whatever it is going on.
But you're saying there's always going to be
There's always
something.
gonna be
You got to make
something, whether
time.
it's home, whether it's the car, whether it's the business, whether it's our kids, whether it's something us personal. There's always going to be something. So we can't just say, you know, oh, I work, you know, played a big role today. Like that's why I'm not, you know, just simply rubbing and caressing on you.
It's been great owning a business. The back end part of it has been hell on us and our communication and relationship.
In your relationship. Where are you now the last 5 years since you renewed your vows? Have you been faithful in the marriage? Have you not revenge cheated? If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Miss the show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content. Why repeatedly choose to go outside of the marriage, especially after the big 10-year vow renewal?
With the lack of intimacy, like, I would switch up how I talk, how I would, you know, react to certain things, like try to woo her in other ways, and it was just like nothing's working. So is it me?
So you're saying even the little gestures of affection were not working?
No, like I was trying, but she didn't, just kind of shooting everything down.
Where are you now? That was the 10-year vow renewal. Obviously, there have been repeated issues of infidelity in your marriage. Where are you now the last 5 years since you renewed your vows? Have you been faithful in the marriage?
Yes.
And have you not revenge cheated?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, we've actually been talking about it. Like, it feels good to give yourself 100% to a person and not have no worries. That's like...
We went to counseling for it.
And then that as well.
So the two of you worked on that. You started this business together.
Yes.
What kind of business is it?
It's
started a mobile restaurant.
A food truck?
Yes, a food truck called Good Vibes.
Good Vibes.
Yes,
What do
ma'am.
you? And you're a chef.
I'm the chef, yes, ma'am.
What kind of food do you sell on this truck?
And we got authentic
Our
jerk
twist on
chicken.
American classics.
I mean, just to say a few things, we got like our twist on jerk chicken and jollof rice, which will actually be a mixture of pumpkin rice. I mean, you got your simple stuff, chicken sandwiches, you know, wings, things like that.
Is the food truck parked outside today? Did y'all drive it over to court?
I wish I did.
We wish we
We're
could.
just checking. We're just checking.
We actually decided to go big or go home. We didn't
Right.
buy your normal box truck. We bought a 45-foot semi-trailer
Right.
and turned that into a mobile restaurant.
Right.
How much money did you put into it?
This is really close to about $40,000.
And what's going on with the business now?
You got to wear a lot of hats. You got to wear a lot of hats. You got to be a great husband, and then also be a best friend first. And you need to be a dad. Then you got to be a mechanic because the generator broke. And then now you have to be an electrician, and you have to, you know, there's so many things. Just that alone is so many stressors.
We've
Being
also
in that
had
truck,
people stealing from us.
Exactly.
They broke in our cages and stole our generator and stole all the appliances, freezer, flat top, all of that. So it's kind of just been like one thing after another working against us, and we have still pushed forward. We were able to still repurchase the appliances and open, and it's been great owning a business. The back end part of it has been hell on us and our communication and relationship.
In your relationship. And, you know, I hope that you have insurance to cover some
Yes.
of these incidents that have happened. It's tough. And then you started all of this, and then the pandemic happened.
Yes.
So you're going through some tough times, and you've gone through some tough times in your
Yes.
marriage and in your business, but you know, this is a time where you get resilient about what you want to do with your life and with your family. And when things get tough, you don't turn on each other.
That's what we've been doing.
You turn to each
That's
other.
That's
exactly what we've been doing.
On each other.
Well, that's why I'm here to offer you this perspective.
Thank you.
You said in your papers, Ms. Ramsey, that you wanted some closure with some things that have happened in the past. Looking to someone else for closure, you'll never find it. That has to come from you. You have to make peace with your own self. These things have happened. We've went through counseling. We've made a choice to move forward, so that closure comes from within.
Okay.
A decision to let some things go. That's the only way you can move forward after hurt and after pain. You let some things go. I'm concerned about some of the patterns I've seen in the marriage. When you have issues, instead of stepping out and trying to solve them with other women, you're looking for solutions in the wrong places. You never find what you're actually looking for in the arms of someone else. What you really want is it from your wife.
Yeah.
But that's when, I know you learned this in counseling, when you talk, when
Yes.
someone tells you how they want to be loved, because it changes over the years. You've been married for 15 years. So you're getting to know the new person that's coming into the marriage every year, because you're learning, you're growing, you're moving forward. So
Gotcha.
when your husband tells you, this is how I want to be loved, then that's what you do. When she tells you, this is how I want to be treated, this is how I want to be loved, that's what you do. Why don't you look at your wife and tell her what you appreciate about her?
I've always told you how smart you are, with the great background you came from. You actually are one of the best moms I've ever seen. You're my best friend. And because of that, I always try to give you everything that you ever wanted, but I just didn't give you the right love at the right time. Just wanted to say, like, I really am thankful that I at least got to meet you.
Thanks, babe.
So, Mr. Ramsey, I want you to give her your loyalty, and I want you to give her your respect from this day going forward. You understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it that you appreciate about your husband?
You go above and beyond.
Thanks, bro.
It doesn't matter if you worked all night. You just strive to make sure that we're always taken care of, and that whatever it is possible that you can do, you do. And I greatly appreciate that. But I just want you to listen when I tell you you're burning the candle at both ends. Sometimes you can step back. You don't always have to be the great provider. I mean, you are always the great provider. So if you take a little time for yourself sometime, that's okay.
When you leave court today, I want you to remember the words that you shared with each other in this courtroom. When the times get tough and when the times get challenging, just remember, nothing lasts forever. So every challenging season that you're in, you're gonna come out of it and there will be better days ahead. And you turn to each other in those times and not on each other. Good luck to both of you. I wish you well.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just need to, like she said, do closure for myself and let the last 10 years, all the bad that's happened, let it go and look forward to the good things for the next 10 years.
Judge Faith, she just basically told me to just stay on my wife is about how I feel, about the thoughts that's going through my head, and project them onto her so that she could see exactly how I feel and how we can change it and move forward.
I love you, and and I want to work it out, of course, as always.
Trying to make it another 15, no extra.
No extra.